going?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Media Mania podcast. I'm your host, the Media Maverick, Mike Weldon, and today I'm joined by Phil of Alt Wrestling Worlds. What's up, Phil?
How's it going, my man? Thank you so much for having me on today.
Of course, of course. I if y'all didn't know Phil already, if you haven't checked him out before, he does a alternate wrestling world booking fantasy on Instagram.
Yes, it's a verse. So basically, what I like to do is not just fantasy matchups, but also it indicates multiverse alternate realities. So one week I had like a post where Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, went into like Gotham City to chase around the Penguin. Recently, own Ring of Honor reimagined fantasy booking series, and that's something that I know we're going to get into shortly. That's one of the things that I do as well. I do like What If Wednesday, where I take a scenario and say what would have happened had this gone down, or I'll take like a wrestler and say like what would happen if Bam Bam Bigelow had gotten a WWF title run. So I try to switch everything up, not just matchups. I do like try to do some poster designs, some random in the moment like trending action. For example, AJ Lee returning the other day. I made
Mm-hmm.
three quick posts about that, as well as Brock Lesnar, and I try to switch up the designs as well as far as animation. I'll do like some realism, some comic. Occasionally, I'll do like a claymation, cartoons, and like animation, just to make every post like feel different, so it's not repetitive. You don't want to be repetitive.
Yeah, yeah. Each one feeling unique. Which one has been your favorite that you've made thus far?
It's funny you say that. So if you look, so on my page, the most popular post that I've gotten, the most popular hits I've gotten so far was when Hogan passed away. And it was a post of like Hogan being launched into heaven over the ring with like Warrior, Savage, and Scott Hall in it. My
Yeah.
personal favorite, though, if you were to ask me, like aside from like hits, one of them is Tony Storm reimagined as Iron Man with the mask open. It's a white costume, the white metal
Yep.
costume, and it's like in like an ultra realistic like format. And it only got like 300 hits on Instagram, which is like very disappointing for me because I was hoping that would be like a 5,000 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's definitely up there as one of my favorites. I definitely love the Brock Lesnar one I put out the other day. Like that was absolutely terrific. And I love the MJF one I did a couple weeks ago. Of like him like having like all these like shattered mirror reflections of himself built into his body. That was really
Mm-hmm.
cool.
It,
Like
it it was. I checked it. I
probably
was
my
like,
favorite.
you get to
Sorry?
see all the inner parts of MJF screaming at him from inside.
Exactly. Like I like the surrealism that I can do also. Like for Multiverse Monday last week, I'm like, you know what? I want to do the four faces of Foley: Mankind, Mick
Mhm.
Foley, Who Love, Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Originally, fatal four-way matchup, and kind of like alternate reality. But then I thought about it. I'm like, I don't want to be repetitive. Fantasy matchup, too easy, too easy. So I decided to combine all of them into one like horrifying character, and it somehow came out like absolutely like amazing. Like I made Mick Foley more horrifying than anyone could ever imagine. Like he's up there with the likes of like Freddy and Jason.
I know. I saw the one you did with I think Abyss the other day. It got quite a bit of views.
Oh yeah, I was so happy that did so well because that was one of those fantasy Friday matchup drops that I wanted to do where there was nothing major on it, nothing that would like really headline a pay per view. So I really wanted to see how it would
Mm-hmm.
do. I had great feedback. Like these are like those
Almost
I
50,000 views.
yeah, like I wanted to do matches that like people didn't know that they needed, but I didn't want them to be like, oh yeah, just a headline on a pay per view. Like I know like Undertaker versus Abyss is a good route to go, but that's a possible pay per
Mm-hmm.
view. Nobody's thinking Kane. Whenever we think like Dark World characters, we'll think The Undertaker, we'll think Bray Wyatt, Mankind. for some reason, Kane kind of like falls to like the wayside.
Another one that no one really talks about that could have happened was Sting and Undertaker.
Well, that's a very popular one. Everyone always talks about Sting and Taker. But here's a little known fact, though. Sting and Undertaker actually did wrestle each other back in the 80s in the old WCW when Sting was Surfer Sting and Undertaker went by Mean Mark Callis. I mean, obviously, it's not,
Yep.
Taker Sting technically, but, they did, work together.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen the footage of that. Yeah. What made you choose the name Alt Wrestling World? Like, I get Alt is stand for alternate, but what made you choose it?
Oh, that's a great question. So I'm going to answer that as well as I'm telling you how I got into creating the account because they both go hand in hand. So
Yeah.
in case anybody can't tell, I'm a big cigar guy. So when I started social media 3 years ago, I turned my personal account into a cigar review account. In 3 years, I got
Yeah.
a little over 2,000 followers. I stopped doing it this past July, and that's when I started my Alternate Wrestling Worlds account. The reason why I stopped doing the cigars is because Instagram and TikTok flags the heck out of it. It makes it nearly impossible to grow unless you're a major brand or you're an attractive female that's doing traveling. So after speaking to a buddy of mine, he was like, "You need to do something that makes you stop scrolling. What is something that you know and that you like that you can utilize for content?" So instantly, it's between wrestling and basketball, and I weighed the pros and cons. With basketball, I don't have like stuff like a podcast equipment. I don't want to do like highlight reels and because that's overdone. Same with memes. So I'm like, all right, that's kind of out, and I don't see AI being a thing for basketball fans. With pro wrestling, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. I'm like, okay, you know what? Everybody does the clips pages, the memes, the highlight stuff, the still graphics. Let me see what else people are doing. I was shocked as heck to see action figures was like a major thing. And I thought in my head I was gonna like clown it, like privately, not like vocally to other people. But it's pretty dope stuff. But then I saw somebody doing
Mhm.
AI stuff. And I'm not gonna mention the account's name, but I'm like, okay, how many people are doing AI stuff? Because I recently had started teaching myself how to do AI, and I only saw like 2, maybe 3 people doing it, and
Yeah.
it was all like niche themed. So I'm like, okay, I can do the AI. And what's going to make me stand out from every other pro wrestling content creator? Doesn't matter if it's AI, podcast, memes, you name it. What's going to make me stand out is uncapped creativity. Everybody has a theme that at some point you're capped out because if they stray from it, it goes against the theme of their page. Alternate wrestling worlds, multiverse. I have no cap. I can do whatever I want. If I want to do like a
Yeah.
full week of nothing but present day stuff, that fits my theme. If I decide to go back and do like nothing but 70s stuff like a week just because I want to do it, that fits my theme. Like if I
Oh yeah.
want to, if I want to post clips, it still fits my theme because even though it's not AI, it's still in a timeline of wrestling.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Like
if I
I
wanted
use AI to make a lot of my thumbnails.
yeah, like I didn't want to cap myself out because the one thing I learned with doing the cigar stuff is that eventually, like, you start really like racking your brain because there's only so many reviews you can do. How can I make it more interesting? How can I do this? How can I do that? And going through all those motions is what's helped me make my page on Instagram and TikTok as successful as it's been the first couple of months. You
Oh, yeah.
guys evolve, you guys stand out. There's always somebody new that's coming up. People are working together now. Like you really gotta, stay ahead of the game.
You do, yeah. And I've seen with AI, I've seen a lot of people use AI to make designs for their merch and to put on their shirts and or whatever else merch they have.
Oh, funny you say that. For those who are watching, go to my Instagram page, scroll down a little bit. You will see Kurt Angle inspired sneakers that Kurt himself actually liked, as well as a wrestling themed book stand that actually has like entrance lights above it. It has like one shelf has the WWF logo, another the TNA, the ECW, AEW. and it's a pretty cool concept. I'm actually working on other like mock-up concepts right now, just for fun. I actually have other
Mhm.
sneakers made that I did a few days ago. I just haven't posted yet.
Could we
Sport
see
slash.
some merch coming from you in the future?
Yeah, you know what? I already posted like my content for today that I was scheduled to do for like the spotlight. But when we get done, I'll post
Mhm.
like sneakers. I got an MJF one that'll knock your socks off.
Okay. Yeah, because I uh, the company I'm a part of that helps do this podcast. I'm gonna show it real quick. This is our storefront for the merch.
Okay.
If I can get it to, there it is. We have shirts, we have duffel bags, we have coffee mugs, we have hoodies, sweatpants, the works. So make sure y'all go check out the Mayhem Media shop on Bonfire.
That's really cool right there. Yeah, that is
It
pretty cool.
is. It is.
I actually did a design recently. Not like asked by the by a specific wrestler, just to show what I can do as a small independent guy. I didn't post it on my page yet because I didn't have his permission. But
Yeah.
what I but I'll send it to you privately. But what I did was, I took like the guy's catchphrase and like a little stuff from his bio and just made like a nice, you know, t-shirt graphic of it, and it came out pretty cool. And I was like, I'm surprised you don't
Okay.
have this wrestling tees. And he's like, that's a pretty good idea. So
Have you? So you could be collabing with a guy with a wrestler for a T-shirt design. That sounds pretty cool.
yeah, listen, I can definitely do t-shirt designs. Like a month or so ago, I did one for Hacksaw Jim Duggan, just on the fly, because I was like, I wanted to do like a Hacksaw Jim Duggan like post, and I'm like, you know what? A t-shirt one would be pretty cool. It was just like a random thing. I'm like, let me see if I can make like a t-shirt design, and I'm like, huh, came out pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be a little cool thing to show for him, especially to show support for him because everything he's been going through the last couple of years with his cancer treatment.
Yeah, exactly. Like anyone else who does pro wrestling content, like I'm a fan, and when I make something and like of somebody, and like I find out that either they liked it or they viewed it or even shared it, I'm like, oh wow, that's okay. If I have their approval, that's like all the confirmation I need that it's good.
Yeah, like Bandito checked out one of your posts.
Did he?
That I shared.
Which one was that?
It was one of the Ring of Honor ones. I forget which one it is, but he viewed it.
Really?
He did, yeah.
Really? I wonder. Huh? I didn't even tag him in anything Ring of Honor, so that's pretty cool that he found that.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a Bandito post I've been sitting on for like 2 months now. I don't know why I haven't posted it. Maybe I'll post it like today or sometime this week.
Pull the trigger, man. You got to pull the trigger.
You know what's funny? You just spoiled the theme of the post.
I didn't mean to. I just thought I'd bring that out.
You didn't even know I had that like in the pipeline, so it's kind of funny that you kind of knew
I get the exclusives, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
You heard it here first.
Exactly.
So, do you go to a lot of the conventions, like wrestling, like WrestleCades or anything?
Funny thing is, I've never been to a wrestling convention.
Really?
I've been to Comic-Con twice. I loved it the first time. The second time, I hated it because it felt no different. And I've just never made my way to a wrestling convention. I actually stopped watching wrestling for like, I don't know, like 8 years, back in like late 02 to like the end of 09. At that time, I was like 14, and with like the invasion over and them not really having much of a direction. Rock was gone, even though SummerSlam was amazing. It just kind of felt like we were in stagnant, and I just slowly fell out of it. And then I got back into it late 09 because a buddy of mine showed me Ring of Honor Final Battle 2009, and that's turned on El Generico, and that pretty much reignited my love of pro wrestling. I was able to go. I'm sorry?
I was like, El Generico, he looks so much like Sami Zayn. He looks so much like him.
He does. I think they're cousins.
Cousins. Are you sure he's not related to El Grande Americano?
It could be, man. Could be. It
We've
could
never
be.
seen them. We've never seen them in the same room.
That's true. I mean, they are in the orphanage a lot though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that reignited my love of wrestling because I was able to actually witness like a lot of the feud play out live in New York City. So between those two, Tyler Black, who we now know as Seth Rollins, and the
Mm-hmm.
Briscoes, they all reignited my love of pro wrestling.
Man, R.I.P. Jay. Man, I miss Jay. Man, Jay was awesome.
Yeah, well, sad fact, I was actually at his last match, which was at House of Glory. It was like a week or two after the dog collar match.
I only got to see the Briscoes one. I only got to see one match of theirs, and that was at the NWA Crockett Cup
That was the only match you've seen of theirs. Period.
in person. Yes, in person.
Okay. Okay, I was gonna say period. I was like, ooh, gotta do some binge
No.
watch.
Oh no, I watched a lot of but I've only seen them in person once.
I've
Because
seen
as
them
you,
like a few times. Yeah, they're. I don't like doing rankings because rankings are so subjective, but they're definitely my favorite tag team of all time. If I had to look a ranking, I'd probably put them top 5. I don't care that they never appeared in WWE or WCW or AEW as a team. I don't care. Their body
like
of work alone is top 5, like worthy in my opinion.
like when I heard the Briscoes were going to be in Nashville for the Crockett Cup, I'm like, I loved watching them in Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor does not come to the South very often.
Oh, it does not.
They usually stay up north near New York, Pennsylvania, Jersey, like in that area. So when I heard they were coming to Nashville, I'm like, I'm gonna go see them. I'm gonna go see the Briscoes.
Yeah, they're worth it every time, man. When I saw the last match at House of Glory, I was waiting outside the arena before they let everyone in, and Mark Briscoe just ran outside out of nowhere just to grab people in the locker room. He's like, "I got this."
Mark is hilarious. He's hilarious. Like with Ring of Honor, so many talents that went through there are now either in WWE or AEW now.
Well, it's funny you say that. So, I commented on someone's post earlier. I think it was on TikTok. They posted a clip of a match between the Juventud Guerrero and I forget who else. But my comment was, the WCW Cruiserweight division went from getting a lot of love to being underappreciated the last 15 or so years, and here's why. They godfathered the indie style that is of the 2000s, which also led into what is considered like the top echelon of professional wrestling today. Without WCW's Cruiserweight division, the outlook of today may look, different, whether it's worse. Because think about all the people that came up in Ring of Honor that are like the biggest names of like today. You got Bryan Danielson, Seth Rollins, Nigel McGuinness, who's like semi-active again, which is freaking awesome.
You got Claudio,
Kevin Owens, Claudio Castagnoli, Sami Zayn. Oh wait, no, not Sami Zayn. I'm thinking of somebody else. But like
Adam Cole,
there's so many people. Yeah, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong,
Bobby Fish.
Yeah, well, Bobby Fish as well. So the names are just like countless. Even Pac, he kind of did Ring of Honor like a little bit. A lot of people forget that. And here's a really little known fact: Jon Moxley actually had a dark match in Ring of Honor as a tryout. Never got offered a deal.
He also had a tryout for TNA too.
I did not know that.
He had pink hair at the time.
Really, that I did not know.
That
I didn't know. I know El Generico had a tryout for TNA because I remember seeing his match and I was shocked that he did that. He did not.
Seth Rollins had a squash match in TNA.
Yes, that I know, and he was advised to sign with WWE after.
All right, and we were talking about the cruiserweights. One of my favorite things it wasn't called the cruiserweight, but it's called the X division in TNA. I love the X division. Like it was one of my favorite things about TNA.
Oh yeah, and you can call it. Oh, they're copying WCW, typical like the Jeff Jarrett, blah blah blah. but the X division like still found a way to stand out from the WCW cruiserweight to where it had its unique identity, and it also played like again like a major part in creating the landscape of pro wrestling today. It's not just like like the monsters anymore.
No.
Out like WCW and TNA, like I don't care what anybody says, things would be a lot different.
Like I love the Ultimate X match. That was an awesome match.
Oh my god, Ultimate X was awesome. I can't get the Elix Skipper like spot out of my head.
That was one of the sickest moments of TNA.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave new breath to a dying thing.
Well, it gave new breath because outside of WWE, there's nothing going on at the time. WCW was gone, ECW was gone, and when TNA came out as NWA TNA, they were doing I think like the $5 pay-per-views at the time. So it was kind of like, okay, well, it's wrestling, it's something different, even though it's not free. Do I want to try it? I don't know.
Like,
and in Ring of Honor, unless you were really like hardcore into the indie scene, which I didn't even know existed back then, you really didn't have an alternative.
No. Just for me, it's like when I saw WWE at the time put the cruiserweight title on guys like on Hornswoggle. Oh, come on Hornswoggle. Come on now. I love Hornswoggle. He's funny. He was comedic. But come on.
What's the point of having a championship belt if you're not going to like utilize it to like boost somebody, or even just the prestige of like the belt? Like it's nonsensical to like have like belts if you're not really going to use it. That's why I think this belt is pointless. I'm not a fan of AEW having a trios belts on the main roster than a Ring of Honor trios belts. I think that's like excessive. Personally, I can do without both of them, but if they really need a trios belt, what do you call it? Merge them together.
Yeah, like I think speaking of belts that are and aren't needed, I think NXT needs their own women's tag titles.
I disagree. Like I feel like with all these like extra belts lately, like AEW is going to be doing a women's tag team titles, which is why you're building up the tag division. And don't get me wrong, like that's great, but how much time do you have in weekly television to like dedicate to like creating a level of importance for all these titles and all these divisions? Like at some point, you just got to say like, you know what? Maybe make like a another show specifically for the women's. Put it on YouTube.
Like, here's my thing. Like, because you've had all the like with you had that group with Gigi Dolan, Shotzi, and Tatum Paxley. You could have had tag titles for them, or with the Culling with Nat Tatum Paxley's a part of now with what's her name? Braun Breaker's girlfriend.
Oh, who is she dating nowadays? I don't even know.
But yeah, that's two tag. Then you got Zarya and Sol Ruka. You could have done tag titles with.
No, listen. There's definitely opportunities, but you don't want to create belts just for the sake of creating belts. You want to say, okay, I have a division. Let's put a belt on it. Like, what's your plans for the division? What's your plans to make me, the consumer, care?
Well, and it's just Sean's making all these female tag teams. And there's no reason to keep making all these teams if there's nothing for them to go after.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, and WWE can easily do this as well, like giving all like their platforms, make like a separate women's show. Put like either put it on YouTube or put it on Tubi, and it'll definitely do great numbers because you can combine like everyone from like the main roster to the development roster from NXT and Evolve. And just make like one big show. Like if they feel the success of Evolution is worth like exploring like further all women shows, hey, why not dip your foot further into the water?
Just don't do like Speed because that was a dumpster fire.
Well, Speed I knew was gonna be horrible from the get go. 3 minutes.
Yeah, now the title is part of NXT now.
There's no point. What's the point in that?
Nope. It's kind of like how they did the 205 Live Cruiserweight title. It went from having its own show to being merged into an NXT title, then they killed it.
which was ridiculous because the original 205 Live Cruiserweight title concept was actually amazing. Like the way they
I
did
just
the
didn't like
tournament.
the design. I didn't like that design of the title. I didn't like the design that much.
I didn't like the design either, but the overall concept
Mm-hmm.
of it and the way they went about it originally, I thought was really good.
Oh yeah, they have the cruiserweights have their own show. Yeah, that was an awesome concept.
They had Kota Ibushi and like Zack Sabre Jr. briefly. I mean, that alone.
Kenta.
Oh yeah, and Kenta as well. Like those are huge gets.
Mm-hmm. And it was just it had so much potential, and they didn't pull the trigger with it. They didn't let it go.
Because it's smaller guys.
Like that's the thing to tie it all in. That's kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? The love of doing what you do with your page, like making alternate realities happen.
Exactly. Like the good thing is that I'll never not have an idea. The bad thing is that I constantly have like 50 ideas brewing in my head.
Oh, man, I have so many ideas up here for other episodes that I just I'm like I plan one episode, then as soon as I plan that one, let's start planning the next one before I even shoot the one I just thought of.
I'm the same way with this stuff, man. It's crazy. It's a great problem to have, but it's overwhelming. And I keep more stuff with the content, like the ROH series I'm doing now. I'm like, oh, let me do like another series. Why not? Let's make things more difficult.
Yeah. Do you only post it on Instagram, or do you post it anywhere else? That people can find it.
I started recently posting on both Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
Most like a good portion of my Instagram posts are on TikTok. The ones that aren't on TikTok are some of my older Instagram posts, which I gotta eventually migrate over to TikTok. The only reason why I have both is originally I was gonna cross promote on both platforms, make stuff exclusive to another. But then I was like, you know what? Not everyone has both. Some people only have one or the other. So you know what? Forget cross promoting. Let me just put everything on each platform, and then promote it individually.
And your TikTok is the same name as your Instagram, Alt Wrestling Worlds, correct?
Yep. Same name, same logo, same concepts.
So it's easy for people to find you on Instagram or TikTok. Okay.
That's correct.
What has been like? I know you. Which page has had the more success, your Instagram or your TikTok?
So I'm gonna say my Instagram, and here's why. So Instagram, I have 745 followers at the moment. My goal is to hit 1,000 by the end of the month. TikTok, I have 1,645 followers. I only started a month ago. So how is Instagram more successful? Here's what I did. When I was doing my cigar content, TikTok, I barely had hits, but somehow I had 1,000 followers, which was the weirdest. So when I decided to use TikTok, I'm like, let me just rebrand this on the fly, deleted all my cigar stuff, rebranded the Alternate Wrestling World, started posting my stuff on there. And then now I'm at, over 1,600 followers. So I kind of rebuilt on the fly by taking one totally different topic and merging into something completely different. But nevertheless, both have their perks though. It's amazing how the algorithm works too, because I'll have something that does great, on TikTok it does horrible, and vice versa.
Yeah. So do you post on TikTok and Instagram? Do you post just the content you make, or do you post out posters for actual shows to for Ring of Honor, the actual posters to get hyped up the pay-per-view or the weekly shows?
So up until recently, it was just my stuff.
Okay.
But this week, I started slowly posting maybe clips of promos or matches, or even promos just to switch it up a bit. I do want to start posting flyers as well for local shows on both Instagram and TikTok. Again, just to switch it up, bringing in a different kind of audience as well, all within that realm. Because again, my content is limitless, really. So it's like it all falls in the theme of the page. So why not take advantage of what I can do?
Oh yeah, like because I try to attract the casual fans and diehard fans too.
Mm. That's the tough one to like to hook with the casual fans. The diehard fans,
Mhm.
if they like a post or two, they'll follow you. The casuals, you really gotta have something that really stands out to them, and
Yep.
that's the challenge.
That's also why I try to post like indie show posters, like because I know that's the niche crowd to get too.
Oh, 100%. And you do a great job at that too, by the way.
It's uh, it's nothing, man. Like the stuff you do, like the posters for your fantasy booking, man. That takes a lot more effort.
Dude, I know I told you this in private on DMs, but I'm gonna tell it to
Mhm.
you on here for all your viewers. AI, people are very mixed on, understandably so. Just because what I do is AI does not mean it's quick and easy. It can be very time consuming. It can be very difficult.
Mhm.
One thing I cannot do is come up with like all these ideas for you. Like that's something I come up with myself. They can't come up with the exact design that you want. I come up with the design. They just help, like what do you call it? They just help make the creation more. Oh my god, I'm like drawing a blank of a word right now. They help like supplement the creation process. Put it like let's put it
Yeah,
like
when you have like writer's block or something.
yeah, like you have to have knowledge of graphic design to do this as well. Like you can't
Hmm.
just say, "Oh, I want this to look like this and like that," and it doesn't. It's no, it's not like that. You have
No,
to do some.
you gotta know what colors you want and all that, like how big the image needs to be, all that.
Yeah, the color palette,
Hmm.
the size of the image, wide shot, close shot, like middle shot, what type of highlights you want on it, if they're like what you want in the background, how specific the background needs to be, if you want the wrestler or wrestler's position a certain kind of way, and then if you're doing video, that's a whole other ball game. I've tried video. Video is very difficult to do. I'm still working on it, but like I'm not where I need to be where I want to like post yet.
Oh man, I've seen so many AI videos of like did I lose you? Uh, give him just a second, ladies and gentlemen. I guess. All right, give me just a second to get him back in the studio. Okay, you're back. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, I've seen so many AI videos of like current and past female stars like kissing other female stars. I'm like, this is
That,
some AI stuff.
look, if I'm going to do like AI stuff with like the women's wrestlers, which I have done, I don't do it in a creepy way. Like I saw one account. I'm not going to mention the name of the account because it's not worth mentioning. Where I
Hmm.
don't know what AI software he's using, but it's pretty much he'll take like like a woman's wrestler and have her perform X-rated stuff. Put it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell Instagram even allowed that to be posted, but I'm like, this is creepy.
It's that's I don't know what kind of people are at work doing that, but it needs to be taken down. Meta needs to do something.
Yeah, like especially when like it's very easy to tell who it is too. Like it looks exactly like like the woman's wrestler like that he's using. Point
Yeah.
blank, you couldn't tell who's AI. And then
Oh
when you
yeah.
see revealing things, it's like no. I didn't even know what that was until like I just like clicked and I'm like, oh, this looks cool. And I see that. I'm like, what the hell? I click on a page, the whole page is theme is that. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah. No. AI can be good and bad. It has this good and bad.
Oh, 100%.
If you if someone who watches this or trying to get into being a wrestling content creator, what would you have to tell them?
It's funny. I had a conversation with somebody about this yesterday on TikTok. who's also like a fairly new content creator.
Yeah.
Sorry. So with any kind of content creation, regardless of what you're doing, you want to stand out. All right. You want to be
Yep.
original. In this day and age, that's very hard to do because everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody has their page, whatever. As far as the world of pro wrestling, if you're gonna start doing pro wrestling like influencing, do your research to see what kind of pages are out there and how popular they are. So before I started my account, I did my research. I saw that there were podcast ones, flooded, memes, oversaturated, clips again oversaturated as well. I saw action figures, which I was like very shocked to see. But those that might be the most popular like content theme for pro wrestling today. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I
that,
started out as just a wrestling content creator. Like that's what I started with.
yeah, it's actually really cool stuff. The action figures, a couple pages actually animate them too, and it comes out really nice.
Mhm.
And then I saw like AI, but I only saw a couple of AI pages, so I knew I was in that right realm to like do something with that to stand out.
Yeah.
So you see like who's doing what, and then think what can I do that's different. All right, if you're gonna do a podcast, you got to make sure that like you're charismatic enough to like really stand out and interesting enough to stand out, and that your presentation is like sleek and professional. Because all I got to do is just like look up wrestling podcasts. I'll have like 100 different ones on my page. Why should I
Oh,
follow?
oh yeah. Like that's why I started out as just covering wrestling. I'm like, there's so much more I can cover. There's sports, there's video games I can do. Like I kind of buried myself into one corner with just the wrestling, and I got burnt out.
You see, and that goes back to what I was saying before. You want to try to like maximize as much creativity as you can based on the type of content you're doing. You want to try not to cap yourself out on creativity if possible.
Yeah, that's why if you go check out my page, my Media Moguls page, you'll see I have a little bit of everything: wrestling, pop culture, sports.
And that's perfect right there. You're capturing like numerous markets while still remaining original on a daily basis and not overdoing one specific niche.
Like if I want to do, I could do a wrestling post a day and something else a day. Like I can make 2 or 3 different posts of 2 or 3 different things and not get tired of it.
Yeah, because it's something different.
Mm-hmm.
I actually there are days I actually get tired of doing this like a little bit just because of how time consuming it can be. Because just because you have your prompt perfect doesn't mean it's gonna generate the way it should. So you
No.
prompt, regenerate, and then you gotta then sometimes like the software says, oh, this goes against policy, and then when you look at it, it's like, how so? And it's all certain wording too, so you really got to figure that out and dissect that, and it's a process. I think the longest time I spent doing working on one post was like 10 hours, and that was just for like that was for my Stone Cold Steve Austin chasing the Penguin around Gotham like post that I did. It was like 4 or 5 images, and I was trying to get like everything as I was trying to get each post to match the original as much as possible.
Yeah. Not only with posting, but like even like doing this, like the how we're live right now, I have to get in here and set all this up. Like I do the title, the description. I have to set where I want it to be going to because right now we're live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch.
Right. And we've been on here for 40 minutes. So when you factor in all the setup you had to do, you're probably looking at what, 50 minutes, close to an hour maybe of work
Yeah.
just for.
Yeah. Just setting up the studio.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of work. And with me, luckily, I don't have a computer like a laptop, which does make it harder for certain things, but I can do everything on my phone. So
Yeah.
if I have downtime at work, I can do stuff like at work or my lunch break. If I'm sitting around the house and not much is going on, I just go into like my accounts and okay, let's see what I want to do here.
Yeah, I'm not going to name any names, but there's been people I've worked with on doing my podcasting that they think, oh, we can do a podcast, we're going to get famous, but they didn't know what goes into doing a podcast every week.
It is very difficult. I'm actually impressed with myself right now because I've never been on a podcast before. I wasn't sure how long I was gonna be able to really talk for without running out of things to talk about. But 40 minutes strong. Here we go. Now it's one thing to do it once, but week after week and to remain interesting enough to
Mhm.
never mind build a following, but maintain the following you've already built.
Okay, and I might do 1 or 2 episodes a week, not just 1 a week, but 2 a week. So I did this yesterday, and I'm doing this right now with you.
Right. And if you're doing like a podcast now, it's right now it's me and you, so we're bouncing like off each other. But imagine doing a podcast when it's just you. I could never do that. Anyone who does a
Yeah.
solo podcast, I have the utmost respect for, because I would not know what to talk about for like a half hour to like an hour, week after week, and I wouldn't be able to do it.
So I don't want to keep you any longer because I don't want to make you feel burnt out by talking. But
No, at all.
but if you had to leave the viewers with anything today, what would you leave them with?
I would say, well, first and foremost, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, alt_wrestling_worlds. As I've said before throughout this episode, pro wrestling, multiverse, AI inspired content. What you think is the impossible, I make the possible. I would definitely check out my Ring of Honor fantasy series that I just started doing. We're 1 episode in. Episode 2 drops out this Thursday. It's the Road to Glory by Honor. And I'm just going to touch on it briefly because I know we're running out of time. Basically, I wanted to do what a lot of fans been talking about the last several years of Ring of Honor. Tony Khan needs to do this. He needs to do that, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be Tony Khan. I'm going to do this. So what I'm doing is it's a hybrid of trying to recapture to a degree the old spirit of Ring of Honor with a modern flair, and the bookers, quote unquote, or Brian Danielson and Christopher Daniels. The roster that I'm using, it's a mix of guys who are already on Ring of Honor, and then some talent that I signed to bring onto Ring of Honor, along with a couple guys from the main roster. One of the guys I brought on for the main roster is Anthony Bowens. I don't know if he ever did Ring of Honor in the past under Tony Khan, but the reason I brought him over is because when they broke him off from Caster, he was supposed to get this big singles push, which they tried, but it's to me it's backfiring. So I'm like, let's see if maybe a singles push in Ring of Honor can really like help him. So I have him in like the main event scene right now. Episode 1 that just aired this past Thursday, he main evented against Jay Lethal in the world titles semifinal tournament. The way everything is going to work is that every Thursday I post graphics, AI inspired graphics of what the results are. I'll have backstage promos, any post match antics will be on there as well. There'll be a second post for post show promos, and a third post for post-show reactions on social media from personalities such as Dave Meltzer and Vince Russo, as well as fans. So I really try to make it an all-in-one immersive experience. And I do have some tricks up my sleeve for Glory by Honor. I do have something that, if it actually did happen in real life, would set the IWC on fire. And I'm really hoping it comes off really well. I have up until the end of the year mapped out already. I already know what the main event and the co-main event of Final Battle is going to be. I know who's getting pushed like right out the gate. Some talent that's been signed so far. I'll drop a few names that I've already used. For episode 1, you saw Michael Oku, who's from Rev Pro, big name over there. JJ Gale from Rev Pro. I bought in Calvin Tankman, who freaking destroyed Griff Garrison in a squash match. He's been a major name in the Indies for some time. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten signed. And on episode 2, you're going to see Jack Sands Nam, who's a European talent who's known for his brawling ability. I have him on there as well. So those are
There's one name that I hope we'll see with your fantasy stuff. There is.
Tell me.
in the end, everyone pays the toll. Killer Cross.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm not going to say yes or no. That is a good one, but let me give you a philosophy on how I want to like do my roster structure as far as like quote unquote signing people or calling people down. So everyone I'm using is exclusive to Honor. I don't want to do this whole back and forth thing.
Yeah.
Which is why you're not going to see Bandito because he's like a tag team champ right now, like with Brody King. So anyone that I
Yeah.
called AEW is going to be somebody that's usually on the low card or the mid card of AEW who's not really being used much. If I'm signing somebody,
Okay.
I find somebody that fits the old school principles of Ring of Honor. So like a young up and coming star or somebody who is a major star in the independent scene. But I don't want to fall into the trap of signing ex WWE talent. To me, Killer
Yeah.
Cross is a TNA guy through and through, but everybody knows him from WWE. I don't want to. I don't want to fall into that trap of just going, okay, here's a WWE guy. Let me bring him on the Ring of Honor. Next thing you know, I have Killer Cross. I have Matt Riddle. I have like Trevor Lee. Like I don't want to be like another like WWE light. Like I want to have like a separate
Yeah.
identity. If I'm going to bring somebody on,
Well,
it's going to have a purpose. But
Ring of Honor, they do a battle royal, don't they?
the Honor Rumble. I'm not doing the
You
Honor
could have
Rumble.
like Cross make a special appearance.
That's a possibility. I'm not doing the Honor Rumble this calendar year. I might do it early
Okay.
next year. I am toying with some real big surprise appearances over the next few months. I just got to work out the logistics to make sure it makes sense, and it doesn't also overshadow what I'm trying to do on Ring of Honor as well.
Okay.
But I will
I
say,
appreciate.
I will say Wednesday, I do have something in store, and then for Glory by Honor, which is going to be the last Friday of this month, I do have that big surprise that should shake the IWC, and I have like another big surprise as well that's gonna engage. That's gonna like cause some conversation.
Well, Phil, I appreciate you coming on today and giving me some of your time on this Sunday.
I appreciate you having me on, man. Thank you so much for all your support. You've been a big advocate of mine since we connected like a few weeks ago. Thank you for pumping me up, liking my posts, commenting, sharing. It's supporters like you that makes everything that I do like worth it and validates what I do. So thank you.
Oh yeah, same. You've been supporting my page. You shared been nice enough to let me help collab on some of your stuff. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, and we'll talk throughout the week. I definitely like the shop that you have, and I know we were bouncing off some merchandise ideas off each other like the other day, and so we'll work on that and see what we can collaborate on, man.
Yeah, and if y'all haven't yet, I know I didn't. I don't think I threw it up. This is help y'all go find him. That is the image y'all need to look for on TikTok and Instagram. All Wrestling Worlds. That is the image.
Yeah, and for everyone out there, if there's anything specific that you want to see me do, like anything you want like made, DM me or comment under a post. Like I have absolutely no problem taking inspiration from other people. The other day when I did my fantasy matchup Friday drop, somebody commented under, "Oh, it would have been cool to see the Steiners versus Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle." And right away, I was like, "Bonus drop." I made it with 20 minutes later, and it came out excellent. So please,
Comment on this video if you're watching this or you watch this back on replay. Comment on the video and we'll see it.
Yeah, please tell me your ideas. Like I said, it's unlimited. I can come up with a million ideas, but there's still millions of other ideas I can't come up with. So please, help me make my page better for you.
Well, and with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, as always, the Media Maverick, Mike Weldon. This has been Phil from Alt Wrestling World. Make sure y'all catch us on the next one. Make sure y'all check out our pages. And thank y'all for watching, and good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you again.